What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the 2025 Infiniti QX80. This is the Luxe four-wheel drive, finished in Coulis Red, and the MSRP is $99,000. Let's get right into Infiniti's new flagship SUV. Is this the new ultimate jumbo SUV on the market? Let's take a look. Underneath the hood of the all-new 2025 Infiniti QX80, you're gonna find that 3.5-liter twin turbocharged V6 engine. This pumps out 450 horsepower with 516 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to the all-mode four-wheel drive, has a 9-speed automatic transmission, can even do 0 to 60 in just 5.3 seconds. Overall curb weight is around 6,000 pounds and it can tow 8,500 pounds. This SUV runs on a 23.6 gallon fuel tank, so you're looking at 16 miles per gallon in the city with 19 out on the highway. The overall length is 211.2 with a wheelbase at 121, width is 83.3, and height is 77.9 inches. Moving on to the exterior styling with Infiniti's newest flagship SUV, the QX80 certainly has a super bold appearance with that massive grille, just a very unique style too. For the headlights, you're gonna get these really nice LEDs up above. These are the daytime running lights and turn signals. The actual headlight is located down below. You're gonna get an opening to allow some air to pass through the bumper, and then parking sensors all throughout the front. You get that massive safety sensor down below, and within this huge grille, you have your Infiniti logo in silver, forward-facing parking camera, and then you can see all the gloss black trim and the brushed aluminum accents. You have the openings down below, some more silver trim in the lowest portion of the bumper. It really does come together to make the Infiniti stand out. This is super unique, unlike anything else in this segment. On the hood, you got these nice large bulges just to give it that unique style. It makes it very Infiniti looking. It definitely has its own character, unmistakable. Now at the side profile, you can see all that body color red going down to the lower portion of the bumper. I love this color. This is gorgeous in the sunlight. You have a really nice multi-spoke design for these 22-inch wheels, finished off in silver, and then some smooth body lines around the fender with some silver trim on that front fender as well. For the side profile, really clean lines just to give it a classy look. Fixed set of running boards down below with more of the body color. And then the door handles are flush mounted. They will pop out when needed. And then you can see body colored on the side mirrors along with your turn signal, side view camera, black trim for that A-pillar, and more silver trim throughout the lower portion. Up above, you're gonna get a nice set of roof rails and a panoramic sunroof up above. And then for the entire side profile, this has a huge footprint. You can tell this is a jumbo SUV with a lot of size to it. All the windows are also nicely blending into themselves with all the black, giving it a very clean and luxurious style. I also like how the silver down below has a cool bump out to it with the shape. That continues to the rear end. You're also going to get an integrated spoiler up above with more black trim and a massive LED light bar that looks fantastic at the nighttime. Got your badging on the far right side along with Infiniti spelled out. You can see the rear view backup camera right in the center. Body color rear bumper with all of your parking sensors, silver trim, and then the trailer hitch receiver is located under that black trim piece. So finishing it up in back, definitely has a unique style with a huge footprint. Taking a look at the key fob, Infiniti is written out up above. We have remote start, lock, unlock, the tailgate release, and then just some black on the back. If I go ahead and lock the car, of course you have power folding side mirrors. When you walk up to the car, these will automatically pop up, or if you tap the button, they will also pop out. From here though, you can just grab it, unlock of course, and we can take a look at the Cepha brown interior with the all semi-aniline leather. So genuine leather throughout most of these surfaces. On the door panel, finished off in a really nice two-tone. You're gonna get this soft touch brown color up here with the stitching, this cool silver black trim. Then you can see a release handle, memory seating, and some ambient lighting. Down below that, we have all the window and mirror controls, good grab handle, nice padded armrest with a micro suede material throughout it. Extra storage down below with more soft touch plastics, all of your speakers, and then there are power controls on the side of the seat with lumbar support. You're gonna get a little bit of gray accents and gray stitching. And then you can see the really nice perforations throughout the base. Making our way up the back, you have more nice stitching, perforations, and then the smooth material up on the headrest. Spinning around, you have a really cool looking flat bottom design on the 2-spoke steering wheel, really nice sections with the silver trim, and your logo right in the center. And then now inside the QX80, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. All 3 screens are gonna roar to life. Got a really cool animation between the upper two. And then for the gauge cluster, you can see it's all digital with your speedometer intact. You can also toggle between the 2 screens right here. You have this icon right here That'll go between the two screens, which is really nice, so I can make adjustments on here, and then tapping this one, I can then make adjustments over here. So pretty cool to see all of that. For the center and multimedia screen, you can see all sorts of information. Home screen, of course, you can see some information. For nav, you have settings you can go into, different things like this for safety sensors, music, of course, navigation, and then the car. And then on the left side of the steering wheel, you're gonna have more of these touch-sensitive buttons for all the cruise control and volume. Then those controls over here, along with track. There are steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, and then the right stalk is for all the windshield wiper controls, and then the left stalk is gonna be for headlights along with your turn signal. Down below, we have your steering intervention, auto start stop, heads-up display, and tailgate release. Park and brake is down below. Got this silver leather material with the gloss trim, and then some soft touch material all above the dashboard. So really nice to see that. Nice and soft feeling. Got the two-tone color. Infiniti as well, written out right there with these stripes that'll all light up at night. The screen is also touchscreen, so we have that home button right here. You have navigation, all these other icons that are gonna pop up with different apps, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and what is nice, this does work pretty well using it on the screen. So I can go into multiple things, hitting the home icon, going over left and right. So you don't have a center control panel, but you have it on the steering wheel, which does work very nicely. If I go ahead and put the car into reverse, you're gonna get your backup camera, top-down view. You can adjust several different views as well, so it gives you a really good HD display, and this is a really nice camera system overall. Tapping the P button, we're back into park. You're gonna have volume right in the center along with track, some more gloss black trim, and then all the climate controls are located down here. Now this is gonna be a haptic feedback screen, so you do have to press it with a little bit of force, which is quite nice because I'm not the biggest fan of touchscreen. However, if you just kind of put your finger over things, things light up without actually touching. You have to actually click it. So I think that does actually work very well for what it is. You have rear climate controls we're able to go into, drive modes as well. You can personalize it. You have eco, sport, tow, all of this, adjustable suspension, four-wheel drive, and things like that. So overall, pretty nice design. Drive modes over here, you have the auto suspension, camera shortcuts as well. There's extra storage all hidden down below, and then more of the black and the brown color with the micro suede. Now if you pop these two open, you're gonna have a wireless phone charging pad with plugs, cup holders over on the right side, and then behind all that, we can press that open, and you're gonna get some storage space all in here with a lot more hidden down below. On the far right side for the glove box, you open that up, you have a pretty large bucket as expected. And then one last look at the interior. This is a pretty nice place to be. Soft touch materials, and most of it's genuine leather like what you see all over the seats. So pretty premium interior, lots of room, massive sunshade for that panoramic sunroof. Those controls are up here, and then we have a very thin frameless mirror. Moving on to the rear seat space, if I just grab the door handle and open it up, door panel is going to be finished off just like we saw up front with the nice brown color along with the micro suede. You have that same trim design on the door panel. And then for these captain's chairs, all the same materials with the genuine leather. Nice design on the seat backs, and there's even an adjustable armrest. These will click out of place, and then you can see we have a center console with storage and cup holders. Climate control is going to all pop up through these buttons. You have heated seats as well, ventilated seats too, all your different controls, very easy to operate. Controls down below for different plugs, and then you're even going to see storage right here. Now these are going to have all power controls as well for forwards, back, and your recline. And then you have the buttons right here to automatically slide the seat out of the way. Hopping into the back seat now with the Infiniti QX80. So at 5'11", I sit here with a lot of space. Really good headroom, can't complain at all with the seat. Reclining it all the way, it doesn't go as far back as I would expect. Sliding it all the way back too. Definitely still gives you plenty of legroom and comfort. You got the headroom, you got the knee room with the driver's seat set to my height. So really can't complain at all for the comfort levels in the back seat. Only drawback is when it is time to get into the third row, it is a little bit time consuming. I can press that button and you're gonna wait about 10 seconds or more for this seat to go ahead and slide out of the way. So I really wouldn't mind manual controls, even though it's a $100,000 vehicle, it kind of takes a little bit. And with that seat folded out of the way, you're gonna get a pretty nice walkthrough into that third row. This will seat 3 people back here. Those headrests can also slide upwards to get more space. And then we have buttons right here that I can reach in order to adjust not only the recline, but then fold these all the way back down or fold them all the way back up. This button particularly, you do have to hold the entire time, but it will fold nice and flat to give you all the cargo space needed. And it definitely maximizes space for people and stuff. So sitting in the third row with the QX80. So right now I have the seat all the way reclined back and the headrest up. My head does just barely touch the ceiling, but Overall, this is actually a pretty comfortable seat. My legs still have pretty good room to support my legs pretty nicely as well. Of course, with the legroom, you have good space in the center, but once again, you do have to press this button and let it come all the way back. So it's gonna take a little bit of time, but you're gonna get cup holders and plugs over on this far side. You got a grab handle and air vents up in the ceiling, and then a small dome light. But from here with this seat all the way back, you still have nice legroom as well. So for a family vehicle, this truly is perfect. This is gonna fit everybody you need in comfort, regardless of their size. Moving on to the cargo space, you're just gonna tap this button right here. We have a power liftgate that is gonna automatically open up, and you're gonna get a pretty good idea of the cargo space behind the third row. Even with them fully reclined, can still fit maybe 3 or 4 pieces of luggage. From here, you can pull this up, and we have some extra storage space in here if you need some cleaning liquid, and then you're also gonna get the spare tire changing tools under there. Now on this right side, we can automatically pop lower and higher the suspension, and we have all of your buttons to control each of these sections of seats. You're just gonna get a hook over on that left side, but I do like from the back, this is really easy to operate. So I can just with one press of a button, press one thing, another seat, and the other two. Very easily, you don't have to hold any buttons, and everything is gonna fold nice and flat. So I like how they have utilized that to give it super ease when you're back here. So really easily, everything is all the way down. You can get a really good idea of just how much space you're gonna get. And any seat individual that you need, you can just press one button, it'll automatically come upwards. Same thing for the next one. So setting off now in the QX80. You know, for being so big and just packing a 6-cylinder, honestly, this thing is pretty quick. It packs a punch nicely. You're definitely gonna get up to speed really well. Now, if we just stick with eco mode, everything basic, pop it back and do automatic, this is a pretty comfortable vehicle. Now for $100,000, obviously this better be a nice place to be, given it's competing with some of the best from Mercedes, BMW, and Lexus. So, you know, Infiniti is asking a lot to charge 6 figures. But when you're driving it, it is ultra quiet. As you can tell, we're going 45. You don't hear anything. It is so quiet, so smooth. The suspension does a really good job, effortlessly just gliding over bumps. It's a nice car to drive, it really is. The steering has a good feedback to it as well. So it has a little bit of a sporty touch where it's actually a nice vehicle to drive. It's also got the luxury aspect to where it floats over the bumps and just has that ride quality to where it's on a cloud. The seats are ultra comfortable. They're really doing what they need to do. Good use of adjustments and everything to get this in a position that is really nice. And then of course that skylight and everything, so much light let in. This is a really open cabin. It kind of feels like a tank in here because you actually have a bit smaller windshield than you might expect given how large these side windows are. And you can see that hood really well. It's got the massive bulges in them. All this is integrated nicely into the dash to where it's lower than the hood. So you can see out really well. The mirrors do a good job. Visibility over your right and left shoulder is actually pretty good too. And then when you are driving this a little bit more spiritedly, sport mode and everything, obviously it's no sports car. However, this thing takes some turns with the adaptive suspension. There's really no body roll when you're going around a quick turn. So if you're taking this on a family mountain trip or something, I think this is gonna be a pretty confident car to have to deal with the turns left and right while going up a mountain. You're not gonna be all over the place in just some big SUV. So they've tuned it to where it actually has that confidence in it to where you can just drive it and enjoy how it drives. It tackles everything really well. It's a roomy place to be. Only complaints from right here, I hit this a lot with my wrist and automatically open. If I'm doing something over here, if I just put the wrong pressure with my arm, it'll open. So that's kind of one thing. These are basically always going to be open, so I'm not the biggest fan. I wish there was more of like a storage area right here. You really just use the one down here. That's probably my one complaint with the center. Climate controls, like I mentioned, are pretty easy to use for being touchscreen. Normally, my hand is kind of shaking when I'm driving and I always hit the wrong things. This, you have to consciously press it to engage it. So I like that. I never mess up what I want to press. So I think that is a cool touch. Same with drive modes. I'll be over here and accidentally hit tow, but it doesn't tap until I hit sport mode. So I think that is a cool touch just to give you that haptic feedback. That's a nice way to do it. Now, also with ride quality, these train tracks hurt a lot in the wrong kind of cars, going 35. That was a big bump, but nothing this thing couldn't handle. That was ultra smooth, ultra confident. So my honest thoughts with the QX80. So this is the second one that we have now had as a press vehicle for a week. We're gonna be driving this on another road trip for 1,500 miles. This is a pleasant place to be. Now, when you're talking about a $100,000 jumbo SUV, it kind of has to do a few things very well. There's really no compromises. You shouldn't be settling if you're dropping 6 figures on something like this. So number one is ride quality. I think Nissan and Infiniti have done a good job tuning this platform, especially for the Infiniti brand with that adaptive air suspension. It is smooth. It tackles bumps very well. It's a confident place to be, and it's comfortable. It doesn't fatigue you when you're on a long road trip. And that is kind of the idea with a luxury vehicle. You shouldn't be fatigued when driving it. You should be comfortable and happy. Now with that acceleration, it is smooth, honestly, from a V6 twin turbo. Now a lot in this segment might also have a 6-cylinder, so it's not like you're only expecting a V8. So I like how Infiniti has done a good job tuning this engine a lot more than your typical 6-cylinder turbo that they may offer in other cars. You have all the adjustments, the power controls and everything to make it, a pleasant place to be. The tech works good too. I think, the Apple CarPlay got a full big screen when you're connected, and then the whole center screen and everything, it looks nice and snappy. Really can't complain. I think they've done a good job updating that. My only drawbacks, like I mentioned, the back seats. I really wish the second row had manual controls. And I know that doesn't make any sense. You think luxury, you think press of a button and it does it for you. I agree. I like when luxury cars do things for me. But if I have to wait 20 seconds to fold down a seat, I can pull a lever and have that down in 1 second. It's a waste of time sitting there waiting for the button to do its thing. So I'd rather it be quicker or at least have some sort of manual override to not have to wait. I don't want to have to wait for my car to do things that I want it to do. Other than that, that's kind of it. I think they've done a good job making the interior feel good. There are some synthetics in here. You have the genuine on the seats and steering wheel. I wouldn't mind maybe more genuine materials throughout it, given this is $100,000. The last one we had was, I believe, a Sensory. Still had the fabric headliner. $100,000, I feel like some things should just be standard. If this whole headliner was this micro suede, I think that would really make the interior feel even more premium. It's pretty good in here. Like, it's not bad. There's, $100,000 GLSs that'll have the same synthetic materials even on the seats. So it's one of those toss-ups to where not every brand even has everything pure 100% leather everything. But there is a full look at the 2025 Infiniti QX80 Luxe trim level, just shy of $100,000. Comment below, what do you think? Is this good enough to be on your list if you're looking to drop 6 figures on a jumbo SUV? Comment below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.